Pat from Pat's Ever Music, and today, as you can see, we are soloing over just one chord, a D minor chord. That's all that you're soloing over today, guys, and I'm going to show you how to solo using arpeggios, or notes within a chord using a minor pentatonic, using a major pentatonic, and using some blue notes as well, to make it a little bit more interesting, guys. You don't need to know any theory. You just need to grab your guitar and sit down, because there will be little backing tracks, just loops that I've made of the one chord that you guys can play on. So we're going to do arpeggios or notes within a chord, minor pentatonic scales, and major pentatonic scales. The great thing is, guys, if you stick around, you learn every single minor pentatonic scale, every single major pentatonic scale, and all the minor arpeggios, guys. Let's get started. All right, everyone, so the first way we're going to look at soloing is by playing the notes within the chord or an arpeggio, right? So if you're playing D minor, doesn't matter where you're playing it, right? D minor, the notes that you're actually playing, even though you're playing multiple strings, you're just playing the same notes, just reorganized, right? A D, F, and A, or a 1, a flat 3, and a 5. Now, the only theory you need to know is that it sounds sad because there's a flat and 3, but the notes are D, F, and A. So D, F, and A. So I'm going to show you a few different ways on how to connect playing D, F, and A. Because when you think about it, soloing just using 3 notes, it's going to get boring very quickly. But throwing in some arpeggios mixed with other scales and mixed with other sort of chromatic or blues notes ties it all in, and it's going to sound great. So this is just one way. So I would come in first. This is one way to play a D minor arpeggio, but I'm going to show you a few different ways. Come in with your pinky, right, on the 5th fret there of the 5th string. That's your D. Then you want your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. That's your F. And your A note with your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. That's A. So D, F, and A. Okay, now if we're already there, what's right next to it is the next position, so you could try this. Come down with your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. That's a D note. Then use your pinky all the way on the 6th fret there of the 2nd string again. It's an F, and then your 5th degree, or your A, is with your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string. A. So just quickly, there you've got D, F, A with the first way, and then the second. Nice and close and easy to link together. Next way, again, come in with your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string. Then this time use your pinky on the same string on the 8th fret. That's your F. And your A, use your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. So nice and close. Okay. Then if you drop down from here, here's the next shape. Use your 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Okay, that's your D. Then use your 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. That's your F. And use your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string. That's your A. Okay, so that last method. The second last method. Put them both together. So it makes sense, it's just notes within that chord. So if you wanted to play both together, how I would play them is 1st finger, then your pinky, then your 3rd finger, then your pinky, then your 2nd finger, then your 1st finger. And I'll play it the same way back up. Well done, guys. Okay, so there's a few different shapes. Now, these are only shapes because whichever first note you used in any of those examples linked below, right? Any of the first note, that's a D note. We started on a D note. So it's a D arpeggio because we started on D note. If you move it back 2 frets, you've got C. So now you've actually got a C minor arpeggio. So with all those different shapes, just move them up and down the neck and you've got all arpeggios for all minor chords. Good job. The next thing we're going to look at, guys, is soloing using a minor pentatonic scale. Sounds like this. Now I just went up and back the scale, but because it is a pentatonic scale, meaning a 5-note scale, it's leaving some scale degrees out that you'd find in a normal scale, and it sounds great. You don't have to do anything to it. It already sounds unique and it sounds great. And because it's a minor scale, works really well over a minor chord, okay? So notes that you're playing, if you come in here with your first finger on the 10th fret of the E string, that's your D, right? Then you want your pinky on the 13th fret, same string, that's your F. Jump down, use your first finger there on the 10th fret, you've got G. Third finger, you've got A. Jump down again, you've got C with your first finger. And third finger, you've got D. And that's your scale. So you've got D, F, G, A, C, and D. So that's the first octave, right? So let's continue from the second octave. So come in with your third finger on the 12th fret of the 4th string. That's your D. Then jump down, first finger, 10th fret, third finger, 12th fret. First finger all the way down there on the 10th fret, 2nd string. Pinky on the 13th fret, and first finger all the way down there on the 10th fret. That's your final D. Now an important thing to remember, guys, is although you were finishing on the 10th fret, because it's a D, if you want to continue at one more note and it's nice and easy, use your pinky on the 13th fret of the first string. So the last octave there. And if you want to add an extra note with your pinky, that's fine, sounds great. So that's 2 octaves there. It's great. Once you've learned that one minor pentatonic scale, again, this is every minor pentatonic scale. If you move it back 2 frets, you've got C. Move it back a fret, you've got B. Back 2 frets, A. Back 2 frets, G. Back 2 frets, F. You've got all of the minor pentatonic scales. That was just 1 octave, but you can go all the way down there. So well done, guys. That's great. So now it's your turn. Here's the backing track. Again, it's just a simple loop that I made with the 1 D minor chord. Don't think too much of it, but it's a great idea to start soloing using this style of backing track. Okay, good luck, have fun. Great job for making it so far, guys, halfway through. So the third way we're going to look at soloing over this D minor chord is using a major scale, using a major pentatonic scale, okay? Now every major scale has a relative minor and every minor has a relative major. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the major scale. Now don't worry, you don't need to know any theory. We're just looking at the major pentatonic. Again, 5 notes. But again, it sounds really interesting already, and I'm just going up and down the scale. So there's nothing to it. Anyone can learn it. And again, if you stick around and learn how to play the scale, then you've got all of the major pentatonic scales. You've learnt them all. Well done, guys. Okay, so what you want to do is we're going to play the F major pentatonic scale. So come in with your second finger on the 8th fret of the 5th string. Then you want your pinky on the 10th fret of the 5th string again. So you've got F, and then you've got G. Drop down with your first finger there on the 7th fret of the 4th string, you've got A. Then pinky on the 10th fret of that same string, then you've got C. Drop down and use your first finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. That's a D note, and that's actually a scale there. But you want to finish it, finishing on the octave with your pinky on another F note, which is the 10th fret, the same string. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Pat, it sounds a little crazy playing a major scale over a minor chord. But again, this is just keeping it really nice and simple and just giving you more options, more ways to solo and just sounding different rather than getting stuck into one sort of particular, one sort of, arpeggio or one sort of scale shape. You've got a few different options here, which is great. So guys, it's getting up to your turn to solo, but remember, you've learnt that major pentatonic scale. Okay, but what's great about it is you're starting on F, but again, take that shape, move it back 1 fret, you've got E major pentatonic, move it back 2, you've got D major pentatonic. So every major pentatonic scale is under your fingertips now. It's your turn to solo, guys. Take your time, have fun, here we go. And the last thing, guys, is just have fun and try adding in some chromatic notes or some blues notes. Close your eyes, try feeling out some notes, hearing what notes, you know, sound as they go by. Just try adding in extra notes. So you already know the arpeggio. You already know the minor pentatonic. You already know the major pentatonic. So try and adding in some extra notes. For example, with the minor pentatonic, okay, try adding in the 11th fret on the 5th string, because that's a flattened 5th. And if you finish the scale, it will sound like a blues scale because it is a blues scale. So it instantly sounds bluesier, and all I've done there is added in an extra note degree, so it makes it sound a lot more interesting. When you're playing the arpeggio, try adding in the 4th. Try adding in extra notes to everything that we've done today, but I'm not going to give you examples other than the ones I've already given you. Just try some extra notes, right? Try playing one finger after the other chromatics. Just makes it sound a lot more interesting. Just have fun, have a go. Hope you guys had a great time. If you did, definitely click like. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely leave a comment below. And if you want to learn more about theory, chords, soloing, all that great stuff, guys, head to patdevmusic.com. Otherwise, I'll see you all again. Here's the backing track with all the examples again. Bye.